welcome to Cooking with Cori. I'm your host, Chef Cori Dern, and I'm also a proud media spokesperson for Foodland Ontario, where we all know good things grow. Today is no exception. We are making an absolutely wonderful, wonderful soup for you to enjoy. It is a Thai curry coconut sweet potato soup. Yes, you heard me, Thai coconut curry sweet potato soup, and it is absolutely delicious. Yes, I'm not going to talk about the time when I was in grade 7 and I did an entire report on Thailand. It is in fact pronounced Thai. The other fun fact about this recipe is the beautiful sweet potato that is the star of this soup. A lot of people think that a yam and a sweet potato are the same thing, but they are not. They're not at all the same thing. In fact, if you want to know, sweet potatoes are grown in Ontario. Yams are not. They're not grown anywhere in North America. In fact, you want to get your sweet potatoes here, and that's how you know you're going to start with an amazing, amazing soup, because it's something that's grown right here in Ontario. So we've got beautiful Ontario sweet potatoes in this soup. I've got an Ontario onion, which I've diced. You can see that I've done a small dice on the sweet potato and also a small dice on my Ontario onion, because the end result of this soup I'm going to be pureeing, and you can puree this in a blender or you can use an immersion blender. It's totally up to you. So what I've done is I've done it as small and fine as I can, because that's going to speed up the cooking process. So for this absolutely delicious recipe, I'm going to put my pot on high. I'm going to add some oil into my pan or my pot. I love these one-pot meals. They're so handy. You're going to look for your oil to kind of shimmer a bit, because when it shimmers, then you know that it's ready to add. You don't want your oil smoking. If it is smoking, it's too hot, don't even start with it. You're going to instantly burn your onion, and you don't want to do that. We're actually just softening the onion for this recipe. So I'm going to put my onion into my pan. I heard just a little tiny tss. And the reason you want to hear a little tiny tss to what you're making is because you want to, you don't want the oil to be absorbed into the onion right away. You want to make sure that there is a little bit of heat going on, so that way you know it's going to cook it. Okay. So in this, I am now going to add my aromatics. So anytime you're cooking with a curry or any time you're cooking with a variety of spices, it's a really great idea to introduce it into a hot pan first, because what's going to happen is it is going to release the flavors. The oil within the spices is going to release the flavor and make it a little bit more potent. So to this, I've got cumin, coriander, and turmeric. I've got some grated ginger. I've got some grated Ontario garlic, finely minced. I've got some chili flakes and some salt. And all of that is going to go into my pot with my onions. The recipe is a guideline. In this case, I happen to be a person who really, really, really loves ginger. And so because I really love the ginger, I was generous with the amount that I put in. I'm always encouraging you to go with your own flavor profile. You know what you like. And so because you know what you like, it's going to be to your palate, you know? And so when you invite me over for dinner, you know that I really like ginger, so you're going to boost up the ginger. Okay, already it's smelling fragrant, it's smelling absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. So now I'm going to add my diced sweet potato. If you're peeling your sweet potatoes, because I'm always saying when you get your recipe, and you're going to go to foodlandontario.ca for this recipe, when you're peeling your sweet potatoes, cover them up in a damp paper towel or submerge them in water, and then that way they won't go brown. And that's how I achieve that here. So now I'm going to add my lovely diced sweet potato to my pot. And I'm going to give that a nice little mix. Oh, it smells so good. And if you're just heating up your spices, don't add oil to the pan, especially if you're starting with whole pieces, because the natural oils will be released. Okay. To that, I'm going to add my vegetable stock. Now you can add vegetable stock or chicken stock. It's totally up to you, whatever makes you happy. And I'm also going to add some light coconut milk, 1 can in fact. And I'm just going to save a little bit at the end because I'm going to drizzle that on top. And so now I'm going to let this hang out, and it's going to take about, I'm going to say 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your stove type. You're going to lid it because the fastest way to bring something up to the boil is to put a lid on it, and that way all of that heat is not escaping. But you can see already the colors are absolutely gorgeous in this pot. Fun little fact about coriander. Chef Cori, middle name Ann, last name Dern. Yes, coriander, you got it. I know, stop laughing. It's something I have to live with. So while this soup is getting nice and warm, let me tell you about some next steps. So once it's all done and finished, and I'm actually going to kind of move this a little bit out of the way, you are going to get your, like I said, your immersion blender. You're going to puree it, or you can put it in small batches into an upright blender or bullet, whatever makes you happy, and puree it so it's nice and creamy and smooth. And when it's all done, you're going to end up with this absolutely gorgeous soup. It is so creamy and light. The natural starch within it is going to allow it to just naturally thicken up. And then you're going to add your lime juice and give it a stir just before serving. What I like to do is I like to add this is just me personally, it's totally up to you, but I like to squeeze the lime on the end when I'm doing a garnish. And I also like to take a little bit of that pretty coconut milk that I reserved and just do like a little drizzle on it, just so that it kind of has that nice little color. There we go, that looks really pretty. I'm just going to put this here for a second, and I'm going to garnish it with some fresh cilantro. You could also use, if you wanted, chopped peanuts, if you want, to put it on top for that nice little crunchy Thai flavor. If you want to sprinkle a little bit of those red pepper flakes or a pinch of cayenne on top, just to contrast that gorgeous orange color from the sweet potato, you can do that as well. It's totally up to you. Here we go, and I'm just going to put just a little sprinkle of the cilantro on top because it looks absolutely gorgeous. And then again, because the recipe is a guideline and you're able to do it any way that your palate likes it, you can either add more heat or take away heat. You don't want to use light coconut milk because you want that full fat, go ahead and use the full fat coconut milk. Just because it's a vegetarian recipe doesn't mean you have to make it vegetarian. If you want to use chicken stock as your base, you can absolutely do it. That's the great thing about Foodland Ontario recipes. They're incredibly versatile. And if you want to switch it up even more, go to their website, type in what you got in your fridge, and make it. Enjoy this. We will see you next time.